Imagine time not as a straight line, not as an arrow flying only forwards. Instead, picture time as a vast circle, or perhaps a giant cosmic spiral. This was how some ancient cultures saw it. The Maya of Central America had such a view. So did the ancient Hindus of India. They believed in immense cycles of creation, cycles of existence and then renewal. Their ideas about time were truly grand. These cultures looked up at the stars. They observed the patterns of the sun and moon. They saw cycles everywhere in nature, the turning of the seasons, year after year, the birth, life and death of all things. This led them to think about the universe itself. Does the cosmos also have its own cycles? They answered with a resounding yes. Their timelines were not just about human history, they stretched across billions, even trillions of years. The Mayan people developed intricate calendars. These were not just for farming or festivals. They tracked cosmic ages, vast and deep. They saw time as a sacred living force. Each day, each era had its own energy, its own special character in the grand cosmic dance. Across the world in ancient India, a similar idea arose. The Hindu scriptures describe immense cycles of time. These are called yugas and kalpas. Worlds are born, they flourish, they decline, and they are reborn. So let us journey into these ancient views. We will explore how these two cultures understood time. We will see how their cosmic clocks ticked. Their understanding of cycles was profound. It shaped their worldview, their rituals, their lives. It tells us something about the human quest, the quest to understand our place in the universe. A universe that is always changing, always cycling through birth, life, and perhaps rebirth. This is a story of cosmic proportions. The Maya were brilliant astronomers and mathematicians. They lived in what is now Mexico and Central America. They developed several complex calendar systems. These calendars worked together like cosmic gears. One important calendar was the tzolk'in. This was a sacred calendar of 260 days. It was made of 20-day names and 13 numbers. Each day had a unique spiritual meaning. It guided rituals and personal destinies. Imagine it as a spiritual timetable for life. Then there was the 𝙏𝙗 calendar. This was a solar calendar much like our own. It had 365 days, tracking the Earth's journey. It was divided into 18 months of 20 days each. This left 5 extra days at the end. These 5 days were called the 𝙬𝙬. They were considered a special, delicate time, a time for reflection before the new year began. The 𝙏𝙗 helped with agriculture and civic life. It kept society in tune with nature's rhythms. The tzolk'in and the 𝙏𝙗 worked together. They formed a larger cycle called the calendar round. A calendar round was about 52 years long. This means a specific date combination would repeat. It would repeat every 52 𝙏𝙗 years. For the Maya, 52 years was a significant period. It was like a century for us, marking an era. Many important ceremonies were tied to this cycle. It showed how interconnected their view of time was. Short cycles nested within longer ones. But the Maya had an even grander view of time. This was called the long count calendar. It was designed to track truly vast periods, much longer than a single human lifetime, or even the lifetime of a civilization. The long count is what we will explore next. It speaks of ages lasting thousands of years. It is this calendar that caused some confusion recently. A confusion about the end of the world. Let's uncover its true meaning. The long count calendar is quite remarkable. It measures time from a mythical starting point. This starting point was in what we call 3114 BCE. It marks the beginning of the current Mayan creation. The Maya believed in multiple creations. Our current world is just one in a series. The long count tracks days in a special way. It uses units like kin, which is 1 day, and winil, which is 20 days. Then comes tun, which is 360 days, almost a year, and katun, which is 20 tons, about 20 years. The next unit is very important. It is called the baktun. 1 baktun is 20 katuns. This equals 144,000 days. That's a little over 394 of our years. The Maya tracked time in baktuns. They believed a great cycle was made of 13 baktuns. 13 was a sacred number for the Maya, so 13 baktuns times 144,000 days is a long time. It totals 1,872,000 days, or about 5,125 years. This 5,125-year period is a Mayan world age, or a great cycle of the long count. The Maya believed that at the end of such a cycle the world would be remade, renewed. It was not necessarily an apocalypse in a fiery sense. Rather, it was a transition to a new phase, a new creation, a new beginning for the world. The long count inscriptions are found on monuments, These stone carvings, called stelae, tell stories. They record historical events and link them to cosmic time. So, the long count was a way to place human history, to place it within a much larger cosmic framework. It showed that even kingdoms and rulers were temporary. They were all part of these immense cycles of time. The Maya saw themselves as living in one such age, an age that had a beginning, and therefore an age that would have an end. Or more accurately, a point of transformation. This brings us to the famous date 2012. What did it really mean in Mayan thought? The date December 21, 2012 caused a stir. Many people around the world became anxious. They heard that the Mayan calendar predicted the end of the world, a global catastrophe. Books were written, films were made, all focusing on this supposed doomsday. But this was a profound misunderstanding, a misinterpretation of Mayan beliefs. The Maya never predicted the world would physically end, not in the way popular culture imagined it. What happened on that date, according to the long count? It marked the completion of the 13th 𝙏𝙝𝙚, the end of that great cycle of roughly 5,125 years. Remember, the current cycle began in 3,114 BCE. If you add 5,125 years, you arrive near 2012. For the Maya, this was a significant milestone. It was like the odometer on a car rolling over, the end of one major count and the start of another. It was a time for celebration, reflection and renewal, not for terror and destruction. Think of it like New Year's Eve, but on a much, much grander scale. A cosmic new year, ushering in a new world age. Some Mayan communities today still observe these traditions. They see it as a time for positive change, a shift in consciousness, a new era for humanity. The idea of a destructive apocalypse is more Western. It's not really how the Maya viewed these transitions. Their focus was on the continuity of cycles. One cycle ends, another begins. That is the natural order. So, the 2012 phenomenon was largely a modern invention. It was fueled by sensationalism and misunderstanding. It missed the beautiful subtlety of Mayan thought. The Maya offered a vision of time as ever-renewing. Their calendar was a tool for understanding these renewals, not a crystal ball for predicting fiery doom. The true legacy of the Mayan calendar is its sophistication, its ability to connect human life to cosmic rhythms. It is a testament to their deep understanding of time, a wisdom we can still learn from today. Section 5. Hindu Yugas, Ages of Cosmic Order and Decline. Now let's travel across the globe to ancient India. Here we find another profound system of cosmic time. The Hindu scriptures describe vast cycles called yugas. These are ages of the world, each with distinct qualities. There are 4 yugas in a repeating cycle. They are called Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dvapara Yuga, and Kali Yuga. Each yuga is shorter than the one before it, and each sees a decline in righteousness, or dharma. Also, a decline in human lifespan and virtue. It is a gradual descent from a golden age. The first age is Satya Yuga, the age of truth. This is a golden age of perfection. Dharma, or righteousness, reigns supreme. Humans are virtuous, wise, and long-lived. There is no disease, no malice, no suffering. People live in harmony with nature and the divine. The earth is bountiful and provides all needs. This yuga lasts for 1,728,000 human years. It is a time of pure spiritual connection, a truly idyllic period in the cosmic cycle. Next comes Treta Yuga, the Silver Age. In this age, virtue begins to decline slightly. Dharma is reduced by 1/4. Human lifespan and spiritual awareness lessen. Rituals and sacrifices become necessary to attain merit. Society becomes more structured, with duties and obligations. Treta Yuga lasts for 1,296,000 human years. It is still a noble age, but shadows start to appear. The seeds of conflict and desire begin to sprout. The perfection of Satya Yuga is fading. Then follows Dvapara Yuga, the Bronze Age. Dharma is now reduced to half its original strength. Disease, discontent, and falsehood become common. Human lifespan shortens further. People are driven more by passion and desire. The Vedas, sacred texts, are divided to be more accessible. This age lasts for 864,000 human years. The world is becoming a more challenging place. Spiritual understanding requires more effort. The light of truth is dimmer. Finally, we reach Kali Yuga, the Iron Age. This is the age we are currently said to be in. Dharma is only 1/4 of its original strength. It is an age of darkness, conflict, and spiritual ignorance. Humans are short-lived, plagued by vice and hypocrisy. The earth suffers and there is widespread suffering. Kali Yuga is the shortest of the 4. It lasts for 432,000 human years. At its end, the world becomes deeply corrupted. This sets the stage for cosmic renewal. Section 6. Kalpas and Pralayas. The universe breathes. The cycle of 4 yugas Satya, Treta, Dvapara and Kali is long. Together, these 4 yugas form a Mahayuga. A Mahayuga, or Great Age, lasts for 4,320,000 human years. This is just one small unit in the grand Hindu cosmology. Imagine this Mahayuga repeating again and again. 1,000 of these Mahayugas make up something even bigger. They form a Kalpa. A Kalpa is a day of Brahma. Brahma is the Hindu creator god, so a Kalpa is one daytime period for the creator. A Kalpa therefore spans 4.32 billion human years. This is a truly mind-boggling length of time. During one Kalpa the universe exists and flourishes. 14 Manus, or progenitors of humanity, reign in succession. Each Manu presides over a period within the Kalpa. Life unfolds in its myriad forms. Civilizations rise and fall, many times over, all within this single day of Brahma. This gives a sense of the immense scale, the scale of Hindu cosmic time. What happens when a Kalpa, a day of Brahma, ends? This is followed by a Pralaya, or dissolution. This Pralaya is a night of Brahma. It is equal in length to the Kalpa 4.32 billion years. During this cosmic night the universe is withdrawn. It exists in a potential unmanifested state. Brahma rests, and creation is dormant. It is not a complete annihilation forever. Rather, it is a period of cosmic rest and reset. The energies of the universe are gathered back. After the night of Brahma, a new day begins. Brahma awakens and creation starts anew. A new Kalpa unfolds with its own Mahayugas. This cycle of Kalpas and Pralayas continues. It is said to continue for the entire lifespan of Brahma, which itself is an almost unimaginable duration. This cosmic breathing of creation and dissolution is a fundamental concept in Hindu thought. The universe is not static. It is eternally pulsating, appearing and disappearing. Section 7. Ancient Rhythms, comparing Mayan and Hindu timelines. When we look at Mayan and Hindu time concepts, we see some fascinating similarities. Both cultures rejected a simple, linear view of time. They did not see time as a one-way street. Instead, they saw it as cyclical, like a great wheel. A wheel that turns through ages of creation and change. This idea of cosmic recurrence is very powerful. It suggests that beginnings and endings are linked, and that renewal is always possible, a universe constantly being reborn. Both traditions speak of vast, almost unimaginable timescales. The Mayan long count tracks a great cycle of 5,125 years, but this is just one cycle within a larger scheme. There are hints of even grander cycles in Mayan thought. The Hindu yugas and kalpas are truly immense. A kalpa is 4.32 billion years. This is comparable to the current age of our Earth. Such numbers show a bold imagination, a willingness to think beyond human scales, to embrace the truly cosmic. However, there are also differences. The specific lengths of the cycles vary. The Mayan Baktuns and the Hindu yugas have different durations. The Mayan focus was often on marking turning points, points for their current world's creation cycle. The Hindu system describes a more detailed moral decline, a decline through the yugas from truth to darkness. The Mayan cycles involve world renewal. The Hindu pralaya is a more profound dissolution, a dissolution before a completely new creation. Despite these differences, the core idea resonates. The universe is not a one-time event, it is an ongoing process of unfolding and refolding. Both cultures saw patterns in the cosmos. They linked these patterns to life on Earth, and to the spiritual journey of humanity. For them, time was not just a measurement, it was imbued with quality, with meaning. Each age had its own character, its own lessons. This cyclical perspective shaped their understanding of existence. Section 8. The Universe's Story, Big Bang and Beyond. Now let's turn to modern science. How does our current understanding of cosmic time compare? The prevailing scientific theory for the universe's origin is the Big Bang. This theory states that the universe began. It began from an incredibly hot, dense state. This happened about 13.8 billion years ago. Since then, the universe has been expanding, and it has been cooling down. Galaxies, stars, and planets formed over billions of years. This is a linear story in one sense. The Big Bang describes a beginning, but does science say anything about an end, or about possible cycles? This is where things get more speculative. The ultimate fate of our universe is still debated. One possibility depends on the amount of matter and energy. If there's enough, gravity might eventually halt the expansion. It could then cause the universe to contract. This scenario is sometimes called the Big Crunch. The universe would collapse back into a hot, dense state. What might happen after a big crunch? Some theories propose a big bounce. The idea is that the universe could rebound. It could emerge from the crunch into a new Big Bang. This would mean our universe is part of a cycle of expansion and contraction, birth and rebirth. This is an exciting area of cosmological research. It echoes, in a way, those ancient cyclical ideas. However, current evidence suggests the universe's expansion is accelerating. This points away from a big crunch towards a different end. If expansion continues to accelerate, the universe could end differently, perhaps in a big freeze or big rip. In a big freeze, the universe becomes cold, dark, and empty. In a big rip, even atoms are torn apart. These are not cyclical scenarios in the same way, but even then, science is always evolving. New discoveries could change our understanding. The concept of a multiverse also exists. Our universe might be one of many, each with its own beginning and perhaps its own laws. Section 9. Cosmic Conversations: Ancient Wisdom Meets Modern Science. It is quite remarkable, isn't it? These ancient cultures, Mayan and Hindu, separated by vast oceans and thousands of years, they both arrived at a vision of cyclical time. They conceived of cosmic ages lasting billions of years. They did this without telescopes like Hubble, without supercomputers to model the universe. They used their observations of nature, their mathematical insights, and their philosophical depth to construct these grand cosmic narratives. Their timelines were not scientific theories in the modern sense. They were deeply intertwined with mythology and spirituality. Yet, their scale is astonishing. The Hindu Kalpa of 4.32 billion years. This is strikingly close to the scientific age of the Earth, about 4.5 billion years, and not far from the age of the observable universe, 13.8 billion years. This could be a coincidence, or it could reflect a deep human intuition, an intuition about the vastness of time and space, a sense of recurring patterns in existence. Modern cosmology, with theories like the Big Bounce, sometimes sounds like a scientific echo of these ancient myths. The idea that our universe might not be the first or the last. That is a profound thought. Science seeks to understand the how with evidence and equations. Ancient wisdom often focused on the why and the meaning, but both are human attempts to grasp our place in this immense, ever-changing cosmos. The 2012 misinterpretation showed how ancient ideas can be distorted, but their true depth lies in their cyclical, renewing vision. So as we gaze up at the night sky, we are part of a long tradition, a tradition of wondering about time and the universe. The Mayans and Hindus offered their answers born from their unique perspectives. Modern science offers its own ever-evolving answers. Perhaps the most enduring lesson is humility, and a sense of awe before the grand cosmic dance. A dance of creation, existence, and transformation. A dance that may repeat in ways we are still striving to understand.